With the release of Shadow of the Colossus on the PlayStation 4, we have the ability to look at an original PlayStation 2 classic that was just made even more amazing than it already was. This game came out on PS2 in the early, I want to say 2003, and was a crazy rush to find every single secret hidden inside it. Shadow of the Colossus is a game about 16 colossi and your character, Wander, who have to go find and slay them all in order to bring back his love interest. Now, these 16 colossi are pretty ramp up in difficulty as they go along, and the only ones that I'm going to show you currently right now are the early game ones, just because I don't want to spoil the amount of Colossus in the game, because some of the late game ones are truly like crazy. The significance of the remaster allows there to be much better graphics and a lot better storytelling, and really just everything about the remaster is amazing. Some of the best things about the game are the environments, and like I said, the storytelling is just something amazing, something that you don't really get with any other game. And there are areas of the game that establish a sense of fear and a sense of like just hope, like a sense of hope and a sense of fear. Like right here, this is an area of the game I was exploring, and this has to be one of my only gripes with the game. Even though I played this a very long time, not a very long time ago, I'd say the last time I played this game was about 5 years ago. Even though I played this about 5 years ago, I still got lost right here. And this is some of the biggest, like, more annoying points with the game, is that when you get lost and you're in a dark area like this, you can't pull out your sword to find out where you're going to go. You'll see me do it here in a later clip in a minute, but when you pull out your sword, it shoots out beams of light that show you where the next Colossus is. And this is one of the biggest, like, draws of the game. You have to explore to find each and every Colossus. And there's a lot of points where it's really fun, and there's a lot of points where it can be really stressful and really difficult. Like right here, just trying to get my horse to get into the light was kind of difficult itself, because the horse controls are not easy. Playing on PS4, you use triangle if you haven't remapped any of the controls to get the horse to move. And the best way I used to think about going at it was tapping it, but it's really holding it, and some of the horse controls just really are very annoying. Moving towards those elements of fear in the game, this was a point early on in the game that I could show that I thought was really kind of crazy to look at here. You're in the water, and you're swimming towards this giant Colosseum type thing that has the third Colossus on it, the Night Colossus. And as you're swimming, you kind of realize that there's an abyss below you. Like, there's nothing below you that you can see for miles. And something that I thought was really crazy in this game is it really invoked a sense of fear. Like, what's under there? Like, what is the rest of the city? Who lived in this city? Because the land is just so desolate. There's nothing but you and the Colossi and the temple that you start out in the beginning of. It's crazy to think about it. It really leaves that sense of fear inside your mind of like, what's out there? What's in the rest of this game? How am I supposed to approach it? It's something crazy, and there's a lot out there for everybody. It's just one of the aspects of this game that make it really great. You'll see me run up here, and I attempt to jump up to the boss arena, and I end up falling deep into the water. This area was this was in the PlayStation 2 version too. I fell many times trying to get up to this boss arena, because it really is just a tricky jump. But yeah, real fun. Now, coming back to this boss arena, this is one of the Colossi really early in the game. This is the third Colossus, the Knight. And this just really captures the entire value of each and every boss battle, each and every Colossus. This one starts out in rubble. Not all do that. A lot are already formed and walking around. But you can see that just the introduction of the boss, the music, is so captivating in this game. This game is one of the most amazing soundtracks I've ever heard. I love it to death. Now, each boss has its own gimmick. For this one, you need to have him land his sword on this plate in front of you. And I was just trying to get the boss's attention here by using a bow and arrow. Did not. Yeah, it was real fun. But anyways, you stand on this plate, and he's going to hit, and it'll break this little band on his arm. Now, this took me multiple tries to get, because it had been a while since I played, and I didn't know that he actually, like, tracked it. So I had already thought that I had done it, so I began to run up. And the coolest part of this game is when you're actually on the Colossus, and they're struggling to get you off, or you have to find where exactly where the weak points are. And there are multiple parts in this fight where I just get really confused, and that's one of the things I love about this game. Is it really takes it for me? It really takes me back to my roots. And what I think everybody loves is like there's a big element of challenge, and I get that from the Dark Souls series as well. I think this is really the game that set me on what games can challenge me, what games are different than, you know, mainstream stuff that's out there. And even with the release of, like, The Last Guardian and things like Ico, I never really got the same captivating feeling from the game. This was always a game in my mind that was really well made. It just had something that no other game I think has ever really given me. And it's really a sense of accomplishment, but at the same time there's a sense of guilt. Because as you slay each Colossus, you know, there's a sense of, hey, something's wrong, you know, something's not right. Like, why are you listening to these voices telling you what to do? Why are you, slaying all these Colossus? They're not doing anything wrong. They're just sitting at the top of their area, doing nothing wrong here. But as you see, you climb up. There are little spots on each Colossus that you can stop to gain some of your stamina back. That's that little yellow circle at the bottom right corner. And you climb, you find weak points. Now for this Colossus in particular, his weak point was on his head, and this was a spot that was really difficult for me to get to at first because I was very confused. I had no idea where any of the weak points were. Usually they are on the Colossus' head, but they can be located at any point in the body. They get more difficult as the game progresses. So you may be like, oh, okay, you're at the top, now what? There's not really a basic range of attacks. You have to stab. Everything's a stab in this game. Once you climb up, you stab. And these little spots can be very difficult. Like right here, my character, I hate the character controls in this game because Wander's just so clumsy. And it's a part of the challenge, but there's still like you have malice in it. There's always the sense of, I don't like climbing up and have my character freak out. He always, if you're grappled on, there's there's points where he won't be able to do anything but flail around. You can't climb, you can't jump, and if you fall, I mean, if you're looking down, it really does seem like a large fall, and it's instant death. I think sometimes from certain heights, it's instant death if you fall. Because think about it, you are a little man climbing on top of a giant rock being that and you hit straight concrete. What are you gonna do? You're gonna die. It's like jumping from a 50-foot building. Once you hit a certain weak point enough, it'll stop glowing, which means that there's another weak point. If you haven't killed the Colossus, that means there's another weak point. And right here, I couldn't quite remember where it was. I thought it was on the back, so I was trying to figure out how to get down there. I eventually just dropped down there. I thought I was dead right there. I thought I was gonna fall off and die. I thought it was right here, so I kept trying to jump on and stab. But this is one of the best parts about the game. It really is a puzzle. It's like, it's really something you got to figure out, and it's very captivating. Like, this is one of the coolest areas in the game to jump up at, just because it's so high up. And I really love this game. And I think that anybody who misses out on it is you're truly missing out if you haven't played this game or if you haven't seen anything about it. The lore for this game is amazing, and I really hope that this video helped to explain some of what you're going to be getting into if you play Shadow of the Colossus. And I'm really excited to see what some people think of the game. I know many people I play on PlayStation with that have never tried it, and I'm convincing them to get into it. And I hope that you guys can really figure it out and really get into it. This has been the X Renegade, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Good luck.